Northern Pakistan has a timeless beauty, but poverty runs deep. I'm heading into the Punjab Sargodha region, an area notorious for its role in the human kidney trade. There are thousands of poor villagers here who've sold their kidney in order to escape crippling debt. Like Manira and Muhammad Aslam from the village of Sultanpur. They work from dawn to dusk with little to show for it. Even the chickens don't belong to them.
ਉਸ ਦੀ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਨਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਜ਼ਿਮੀਂਦਾਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੀ ਦੇਣਾ ਸੀਰੀਅਸ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਬਾਵਜੂਦ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਜਬੂਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਗੁਰਦਾ ਵੇਚ
Muhammad's kidney was his only valuable possession. Several years ago, he borrowed money from his landlord to buy medicine for his first wife who was sick. After she died, the debt spiraled out of control. So last year, Muhammad's second wife, Manira, a 36-year-old mother of 4, was also forced to sell one of her kidneys.
ਉਹ 80-90,000 ਰੁਪਇਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਰਜ਼ ਦੇ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਬੀਵੀ ਦਾ ਕਰਾ ਹੁਣ ਬਸ ਜੀ ਹੋ ਜਾ ਮਜ਼ਦੂਰੀ ਕਰ ਲਈ ਦੀ ਖਾਬ ਵੀ ਥੋੜਾ ਕਰੀ ਫਰਕ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਫ ਜ਼ਾਹਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕੰਮ
Praying is part of their daily ritual, but it doesn't lessen their humiliation.
ਅਫਸੋਸ ਇੱਥੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਅਗਲੇ ਜਾਨ ਤੇ ਪਕੜ ਹੋਸੀ ਖੁਦਾ ਦੀ ਬਣੀ
They feel like they've dishonoured their God by desecrating part of their body. But they're not alone. Nearly every neighbour who's come to visit them today is also surviving on one kidney. Muhammad shows me his wife's discharge papers from the clinic which removed her kidney. I'm curious because even though she was paid for her kidney, the certificate says she donated it on humanitarian grounds. It's about a 4-hour drive from the village to bustling Rawalpindi and the privately owned kidney centre where Manira's operation took place.
The donors are not a problem in this country or any other country. It is the patients who are suffering and who are dying.
Dr. Mukhtar Hamid Shah, an ex-army surgeon, opened the first transplant centre in 1979. He's known as the founding father of kidney transplants in Pakistan.
Tissue typing, blood tests, investigation, drug level, right in here.
I tell him about my visit to the village of Sultanpur, and he's not happy.
Why you went there? Why you went there?
We went to see...
Why? Why you went there? I mean, why can't you first came to me? Why did you go to Sultanpur or some Sargodha, as the people say? I don't know that village. But I have been told by my friend yesterday. Why did you go there? What for?
To get all sides of the story.
Idea? What idea? Everybody is talking of the donors. Nobody is worried about the patients. This is the dialogue. The main thing is done here.
Dr. Shah is concerned about those suffering from kidney disease and in need of a transplant. But he's also under pressure from the World Health Organization, or WHO, which wants to stop the unregulated kidney trade.
But WHO are the countries which are sponsoring these projects of restricting unrelated transplantation, putting in pressure to stop trafficking. They are the people who do not worry about the 15,000 people who are dying each year.
Dr. Shah is intent on putting a positive spin on his work.
What's happening?
Without warning, a kidney recipient is wheeled in, saying all the right things.
I pray for my donor because he gave me sacrifice, not for money. He gave me sacrifice. Many people can donate the kidney without money. Don't totally stop. Please don't totally stop to this way, because this way only for we have one life, one chance, one hope.
By the time another 2 kidney recipients and 1 potential donor prepared to give his kidney for free come in, I can't help thinking this is a setup. Meanwhile, Dr. Shah's tour continues. He believes it's a win-win situation where the patient gets a fresh kidney and saves money on dialysis, and the donors solve their financial problems.
Nobody is worried about their financial health, and the conscience of the world is just sleeping.
But some argue that this is an exploitation of the poor people.
I say this is exploitation of my patients. Who are going to decide?
Back in the village, impoverished donors have no choice. Dire poverty determines all decisions. I'd even heard that labourers were shackled by their landlords, and this is confirmed by Zulfikar Ahmed.
ਅਸੀਂ ਮਜ਼ਦੂਰੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਸ਼ਾਮ ਨੂੰ ਨਾਪ ਕੇ ਬੰਨ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ ਨੂੰ ਆਦਨ ਸਾਡੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਦਿਓ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਦਾਰ ਨਾਪ ਕੇ ਬੰਨ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਜਬੂਰੀ ਹੈ ਮਜਬੂਰੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਤਨ ਵੇਚ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ.
Ahmed says he's so deeply in debt to his employer, even the money from his kidney wasn't enough to pay off his debt.
ਬੱਚੇ ਭੁੱਖੇ ਮਰ ਰਹੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਬਾਣ ਖਾਣ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਕੋਈ ਆਮਦਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਸਾਡੀ 300-400 ਰੁਪਏ ਤਨਖਾਹ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੀ ਬਣਦਾ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦਾ
400 rupees is about 10 Australian dollars a month, not even $1 a day. Zulfikar works at a brick kiln like this one. These are bonded labourers, so deeply in debt to their employer, they've become modern-day slaves. Bonded labour is supposed to be illegal, but it's rampant in the Punjab.
ਬੱਠਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਇੱਟਾਂ ਥੱਪ ਕੇ ਕੰਮ ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਆਖਿਆ ਬਗੁਰਦਾ ਦੇ ਨੇ ਸਿਰ ਛੋਟ ਵੇ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਠੇਕੇਦਾਰ ਭਾਈ ਗਾਲੀ ਵੀ ਕੱਢ ਦੇਣਾ ਸਾਰੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਦੇਣਾ ਜਿਸ ਵਕਤ ਉਹ ਮਜਬੂਰੀ ਗਵੇ ਉਸੇ ਦੇਣਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਹੋਰ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਮਜਬੂਰੀ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਉਹ ਮੁੜ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਛੁੱਟਾ ਯਾਦ ਮਰ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੁੜ ਤੇ ਸਿਰ ਛੋਟ ਵੇੜਾ
Manzoor Ahmed and his family of 7 live in this one-room mud house without electricity on his employer's land. Like many, Manzoor has post-operative problems. He borrowed more money from his landlord to pay for medicine, putting him further in debt.
सेहत दी हालात ही कोई नहीं ना कि टीका वो 5-5 दा ला छड़ देना वो मुड़ साडे असि मुड़ जिम्मेदारां कोलों लेने हुंदे ना मुड़ माई के तां अपना देने हुंदे ने नाल ए जी किडनी सेंटर है पिंडी ओथे सी ये गुर्दे दित्ते पहाड़ी ते और डॉक्टर मुख्तार अहमद दा अस्पताल है सैयद है उसदा उसन गुर्दे साडे कड्डे ओदी के पिछे 2 बारी मैं गया दवाई लैन उन्हें आखे भाई पैसे दो दवाई लवो
We are supplying free treatment to the donors if they have any problem. It is, I feel my own obligation, my own internal feeling like Hippocrates that the poor man must be helped. The man who saved the life, the man who is not given anything wrong, done anything wrong.
Then why are they saying that they're worse off and they've got to pay all this money for medicine? Why would they claim this?
I don't know.
Dr. Shah's response seems implausible. These people are living proof of this nasty trade. And there's a nagging question. What's a kidney worth? I've been told the patient pays 400,000 rupees, about 10,000 Australian dollars, of which 125,000 rupees, or 3,000 Australian dollars, is supposed to go to the donor. But there are greedy middlemen or agents who allegedly work for the hospitals, trawling this area looking for fresh kidneys. Not one of the 20 or so villages I spoke to said they received the full 125,000 rupees.
मतलब वो अपना 20,000 15,000 तो मतलब ले लेंदा
और रिश्वत लेंदा आज भी ले रहे कल भी ले रहे
और रोज मतलब रोजाना उसका पैसे ये है नहीं जी वो उस तो दा एजेंट है मैनेजर मतलब अस्पताल दा अपने थ्रू वो रखया है वो ने चंगा बारा जिया है काला जिया चंगा ठुल्लड़ जिया कोजा जिया
वाकफ होया ना सुंगा उस तो 50,000 भी ले लेंदा अद्धा वध रख कट मुश्ताक ते खालद दे गरीबां दी सिर्फ है छेले पुट्ठी ले.
Do you have a middleman at the moment?
No, I don't have. Why should I have? I'm the hospital.
How come the donors told us that they only got 80, 90... The donors said that they'd get around 80 to 90,000 rupees?
No,
Is that the middleman taking a cut?
Here pays 125,000 rupees.
The kidney trade has become controversial in Pakistan, and the nation's lawmakers are aware of the plight of the rural poor. A bill to regulate the industry has been drawn up, but remains stalled before being passed into law.
There are people who are playing intrigue, who are trying to derail this whole thing.
Dr. Farooq Sattar is the leader of MQM, the government's key coalition partner. He says the bill doesn't go far enough and wants a complete ban on kidney donors, other than from relatives of the recipients.
This bill should in no way legitimize or even legalize whatever unethical and immoral practice is going on.
Dr. Sattar disagrees with the argument that there isn't any exploitation because the poor benefit financially.
I think those people who have indulged in this unethical and immoral practice, I think they would always like to advance such arguments to justify what they are doing. But I think this cannot be condoned. It's just the oversimplification of a very complex and a very complicated issue.
Naeem Yar Gondal is a lawyer from the Sargodha district, where many of the kidney donors come from. He says legislation to ban the trade has been blocked by an all-powerful lobby group of professionals he calls the Mafia.
ये वो लोग हैं जो highly educated, they are highly educated and professional peoples. They are doctors, they are businessmen, they are traders. तो ये माफिया के लोग जो हैं, these are pressure groups, in fact.
No. In fact, nobody is powerful in Pakistan except the government.
Lieutenant Colonel Shahid Al-Hassan manages the army hospital in Rawalpindi. It's a prestigious role in Pakistan's military-led dictatorship. I asked him why, if MQM had tabled the bill in Parliament 7 years ago, the government has done nothing about it.
The fact is that this problem was not so much serious earlier. The seriousness of this cruel business has just come to the knowledge of government and the political parties.
Contrary to what the Lieutenant Colonel says, the bill has been on hold for 7 years. And now the kidney business is booming. This hospital has added 9 floors just to accommodate the influx of foreigners coming to Pakistan for kidney transplants. So-called transplant tourists from Europe, the Middle East, the US and Australia are flocking to private hospitals, frustrated after spending years on waiting lists back home.
I would recommend this to any person that was in dire need of a transplant.
All quiet on the Western Front, love.
Quiet here.
John David Horn, or JD as he prefers to be called, is a semi-retired businessman from Australia's Gold Coast. He was told by his doctor that without dialysis he had 6 months to live, but didn't like the idea of being hooked up to a machine.
So it's not my lifestyle. It's not something that I want to be involved with.
With up to 7 years' wait in Australia for a kidney, JD decided to look elsewhere.
So I hopped the net and I found, and I went through 4 or 5 different places, and yeah, there was the Philippines, where they have a very big kidney research transplant clinic there. Costing there finished up being about 120 Australian dollars, 120,000 Australian dollars. Or there was China. You could go to China, but basically, from what I'm told and from good source, that they kill the Falun Gong until they find a match for you.
JD settled on Pakistan, also the cheapest option, where a new kidney costs $18,000. He set off with his best mate Noel Oliver as a carer.
In the first 24 hours, I spoke to 2 Bulgarians, a Russian and a Pakistani who had had the operation, and I was more confident then.
Yeah, because you didn't have to have it.
I didn't have to have it, but it was my job that if JD carked it to organise the box and get him home.
In the end, JD's condition improved and he didn't have the transplant, but he knows the system well. He doesn't believe the poor are being exploited.
We used to give blood when I was in the Navy for a drink. We used to get $10 for that, which was a lot of money. I mean, these people are doing basically the same thing.
Some of the donors are now complaining that they're no better off than they were, before they sold their kidney.
I don't know of any. We spoke with donors. We spoke with some going in and those coming out. And some that had been done for quite a long while. There was no complacency about them at all whatsoever. I suppose there's always that chance of someone getting it and blowing the money and doing what they do.
2 rooms where the patients have been operated.
Like many desperate foreigners, JD and Noel came here to the Ardil Hospital in Lahore. Wahid Sheikh is the chief executive and he reluctantly agrees to show me around.
You can. Mr. Rakesh, how are you doing? Here's somebody from the CBC of the New York Times or the God knows whatever. Would you like to talk to her? SBS. You would like to talk to her? She'll talk to you from a distance. Here's the family.
This man is a US citizen, here with a carer from his family.
We say that in the world, there's no place happening all this miracle. It is this place that this miracle is happening, and it's a life-giving place for us.
Although many countries allow the donation of a kidney from a relative, few permit the purchase of a kidney from a non-related donor.
You cannot find anything in Serbia, anything like this.
Wahid introduces me to patients from Serbia, Canada and the US.
As far as this patient is concerned, this patient has come from Trinidad, Tobago, that is...
This woman has only recently received a kidney.
Let's go ahead because it's going to come out in a bag.
I'm not allowed to record a transplant operation, but I'm allowed to film the empty theatre.
You are unwanted creature here.
Dr. Wahid is happy for me to talk to patients, but I'm not given access to any of the donors. He claims his donors are not motivated by money.
We don't pay anything to the donor at all. The recipient's family is totally satisfied before the operation that this gentleman is donating on humanitarian grounds, and they're very satisfied about that, because the people from the Western Hemisphere, they attach a lot of values to such things.
I just don't understand, why would someone want to give up one of their kidneys? I mean, would you donate a kidney?
No, I won't donate a kidney. Possibly I'm not motivated to that extent. But people who are motivated would like to donate their kidney.
What are the motivations?
It is basically religious motivations. You've got to be a Muslim to understand what religious motivation is all about.
But according to JD, who was here earlier this year, the hospital does purchase live kidneys.
I met the donor. Yeah, I met the donor. You meet your donor.
Do you?
Yes.
Who was your donor? Was it a man or a woman? Can you tell me about your donor?
Yeah, male. Yeah, young man actually.
Do you know how old?
26.
And where was he from?
He was from Pakistan, from Lahore.
Oh, he was from Lahore.
He was from Lahore.
And what was he? Why was he doing it?
For the money.
How much was he getting?
He gets about a third.
Which is?
About $3,500–4,000 US, which is enough to last him for 10 to 15 years on their money over there. That's big money to them.
JD obviously hasn't been to the Sargodha district. Perhaps these poor peasants may have benefited from money they received, but I didn't find any who were happy with what they'd done. Most have paid a terrible price and are sick of telling their story.
फिल्मां बना के वग वेंदे आज ਅਸੀਂ ਇਮਦਾਦ ਕਰ ਵੈਨੇ ਆ ਕੱਲ ਕਰ ਵੈਨੇ ਆ ਇਹ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਜਾਨ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਵੇਦਾ ਰਵੇ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਕ ਇੱਕ ਤਸਵੀਰ ਚਕਾ ਕੇ ਧਰ ਛੱਡੋ ਅੰਦਰ ਵੜਿਆ ਤੇ ਵੇਖ ਲਈ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਿਕਲਿਆ ਧਰ ਛੱਡੀ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੌਖਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਇਮਦਾਦ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਕਿਸਾ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਉਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆ ਜਨਾਨੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਕੱਠਿਆਂ ਕਰੋ ਤੇ ਮਰਦਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਰੋ ਤਮਾਸ਼ਾ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਆਂਦੇ
With no way out of poverty, the destiny of these children may also lie in the hands of the kidney traders.
बच्चे भी खा ले जवान होते नवी देना जितने तय करता रहना